స్ప్రెడ్ చేయాలి, అంటే ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ మనం షేర్ చేయాలి, వాళ్ళకి ఒక అవేర్నెస్ క్రియేట్ చేయాలి పబ్లిక్ లో అని ఈ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ని స్టార్ట్ చేశారండి. నెక్స్ట్ ట్రీట్, టీన్స్ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ కదండి. మనం టీన్స్ లో ఉన్నప్పుడే కదా, అంటే పిల్లలకి టీన్స్ లో ఉన్నప్పుడే వాళ్ళ టెండెన్సీ అనేవి డిఫరెంట్ గా ఉంటాయి. సో ఆ టీన్స్ ఒక ఏజ్ ని ఎలా వాళ్ళు ఓవర్కమ్ చేయాలి, ఎలా ఒక మంచి థాట్ ప్రాసెస్ లో వెళ్ళాలి అని ఈ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ద్వారా తెలియచెప్తారు. నెక్స్ట్ స్పీక్, సూసైడ్ ప్రివెన్షన్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ అవేర్నెస్ అండ్ నాలెడ్జ్. అంటే సూసైడ్ అసలు ప్రివెన్షన్ ఈజ్ బెటర్ దాన్ క్యూర్ కదండి. సో ఆ సూసైడ్ టెండెన్సీని రాకూడదు, అలా వచ్చినప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి, ఇలా ఎన్నో విషయాలు ఈ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ద్వారా మేము తెలియచెప్తాము. అండ్ వరల్డ్ సూసైడ్ ప్రివెన్షన్ డే, మనకి ఒక వరల్డ్ సూసైడ్ ప్రివెన్షన్ డే కూడా ఉంటుంది కదండి. అంటే ప్రతి సెకండ్ కి ఎంతో మంది సూసైడ్ చేసుకుంటున్నారు. కానీ మన స్పందన ఇదర్ ఇంటర్నేషనల్ ఫౌండేషన్ ఒక ఎయిమ్ మోటో ఏంటంటే అసలు సూసైడ్ ఫ్రీ ఇండియా, అంటే అసలు సూసైడ్ అనేది జరగకూడదు అని ఈ యొక్క ప్రోగ్రామ్ ద్వారా షేర్ చేస్తున్నారు. అండ్ ట్రెండ్, టీచర్స్ ఆర్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ కదండి. సో ప్రతి చైల్డ్ కి ఫస్ట్ పేరెంట్స్, నెక్స్ట్ టీచర్స్. సో ఆ టీచర్స్ చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఆ టీచర్స్ వాళ్ళని గైడ్ చేయాలి, స్టూడెంట్స్ ని గైడ్ చేయాలి, అండ్ వాళ్ళకి ఓవరాల్ డెవలప్మెంట్ అనేది నేర్పించాలి. అలాగే వాళ్ళని ఎప్రిషియేట్ చేస్తూ వాళ్ళకి సత్కారం కూడా చేస్తుంది. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ ప్రైజ్, సైకాలజిస్ట్ రోల్. సో సైకాలజిస్ట్ రోల్ ఆల్సో ఇట్స్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ కదండి. అంటే మన ఫిజికల్ హెల్త్ ఎంత ఇంపార్టెంటో మెంటల్ హెల్త్ కూడా అంతే ఇంపార్టెంట్. సో అలాంటి సైకాలజిస్ట్ అందరినీ గ్యాదర్ చేసి వాళ్ళ నాలెడ్జ్ ని తీసుకుని దాన్ని మొత్తం ఒక అవేర్నెస్, సైకాలజిస్ట్ దగ్గర నుంచి తీసుకున్న నాలెడ్జ్ ని అవేర్నెస్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తూ మన ప్రజలకి, అంటే మన స్టూడెంట్స్ కి, మెయిన్ యూత్ కి వాళ్ళకి అవేర్నెస్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తున్నారు. అండ్ ద నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ఈజ్ సీట్. సో స్పందన ఎడ్యుకేషనల్ అండ్ ఎన్రిచ్మెంట్ డీట్, అంటే 8th 9th 10th దట్ ఈస్ అడాలసెన్స్ ఏజ్, రైట్. సో ఆ ఏజ్ లో పిల్లలు టెండెన్సీ, అంటే పిల్లల ఆలోచనలు, హార్మోన్ టెండెన్సీ అనేవి డిఫరెంట్ గా ఉంటాయి. ఆ ఏజ్ లో వాళ్ళని ఎలా లీడ్ చేయాలి, సో వాళ్ళకి ఎలా మనం గైడ్ చేయాలి అనేది ఆ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ద్వారా జరుగుతుంది. అండ్ సెల్ఫ్ డిఫెన్స్, సో గర్ల్స్ చైల్డ్ సెల్ఫ్ డిఫెన్స్ ఆల్సో ఇట్స్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. ప్రతి ఒక్కళ్ళు వాళ్ళని వాళ్ళు సంరక్షించుకోవాలి. సో ఫస్ట్ మనల్ని మనం సంరక్షించుకోగలిగితే మనం ఏదైనా చేయగలం. అలా ఒక ధైర్యం అనేది వాళ్ళకి క్రియేట్ చేస్తామండి. నెక్స్ట్ ప్రైడ్, పేరెంట్స్ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ. సో ఇందాకే మనం మాట్లాడుకున్నాం కదా, ఒక గర్ల్ చైల్డ్ కానీ బాయ్ చైల్డ్ కానీ ఎవరికైనా ఒక చైల్డ్ కి ఫస్ట్ పేరెంట్స్ అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ టీచర్స్. సో ఆ పేరెంటింగ్ ఎలా ఉండాలి, ఫస్ట్ మన పేరెంటింగ్ ఎలా ఉంటే వాళ్ళ లైఫ్ ఎలా ఉంటుంది అనే విషయం గురించి మనం చెప్తాం. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ ఇంటర్నేషనల్ వాలంటీర్స్ డే. సో వాలంటీర్స్ ఆర్ మోర్ రెస్పాన్సిబుల్ ఫర్ ఎనీ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ కదండి. సో అలాంటి వాలంటీర్స్ చాలా మంది, నియర్లీ ఒక 3000 మెంబర్స్ వాలంటీర్స్ ఉన్నారు మనకి ఇండియాలో అండ్ ఇంటర్నేషనల్ గా. ఈ ఫౌండేషన్ ఇంత సక్సెస్ఫుల్ గా రన్ అవుతుంది అంటే వాలంటీర్స్ ద్వారా. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ ఉమెన్స్ వింగ్. సో ఉమెన్స్ ఆర్ సో పవర్ఫుల్ కదా. సో అలా వనితా విభాగం అనే ప్రోగ్రామ్ ని స్టార్ట్ చేశారండి. ఆల్రెడీ మొన్ననే మనం January 2nd రోజు 2 years యానివర్సరీ కూడా కంప్లీట్ చేసుకున్నాం. వనితలు చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. సో అలాగే వాళ్ళ లైఫ్ ని లీడ్ చేయాలి అంటే వాళ్ళు ఒక మెయిన్ రోల్ అనేది ఉంటుంది ఫ్యామిలీలో అని మనం అలా అవేర్నెస్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తాము. అండ్ అపార్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ దీస్ ఆల్ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్, వన్ మోర్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఇస్ స్వతంత్ర, అంటే గర్ల్ చైల్డ్ సెల్ఫ్ కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ అండ్ సెల్ఫ్ మోటివేషన్ అండ్ సెల్ఫ్ డిఫెన్స్. సో దీస్ త్రీ ఆర్ వెరీ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఒక గర్ల్ కి ఉండాల్సింది సెల్ఫ్ కాన్ఫిడెన్స్. ఎవరు మనతో లేకపోయినా సెల్ఫ్ కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ అనేది మనతో ఉంటే ఆటోమేటిక్ గా మనం ఆ సక్సెస్ అనేది రీచ్ అవుతాం. నెక్స్ట్ సెల్ఫ్ డిఫెన్స్ ఆల్సో ఇట్స్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. మనం ఎప్పుడు 24 hours ఇన్ ఏ డే అండ్ 365 days ఎప్పుడు ఎవరు దగ్గర ఉండకపోవచ్చు, బట్ మన సెల్ఫ్ డిఫెన్స్ అనేది మనతో ఉండాలి. ఏదన్నా జరిగిన ఒక మోటివేషన్ కూడా మనకి ఉండాలి. అప్పుడే మన లైఫ్ లో ఎలా అయినా సక్సెస్ అవుతాం. సో ఇదండి a small brief introduction from our foundation. And next I would like to invite today's guest speaker. He is a purpose driven individual dedicated to helping others discover their life's purpose. I already told life purpose is very important. We need to find that. Next, he firmly believes in the transformative power of hope, considering it the most accessible and potent force on earth. So passionate about instilling hope, particularly in the youth, he leaves no stone unturned in his mission. Married for 9 years with 2 children, and he's a proud family man and strives for work-life harmony. In his free time, he is in music, reading, and experiments, so many experiments. And his 2 big aims for 2024 are to establish a consistent workout routine and to use more of his talents to serve the youth of India. So with 15 years of experience in communicating consulting, he has served diverse sectors, including MNCs, NGOs, and central and state government. So he is none other than Mr. Samuel Abraham. So what is the today's topic? The magic of identity, right? So let us welcome our today's guest speaker. So please, floor is yours.
Thank you, Bhavani, so much. This is my pleasure. I count it as my pleasure. I'm not able to see everybody's faces, but I hope everybody's present behind the screens, unlike what happens in schools and colleges. So I'm hoping everybody's here. And for the ones who are here, Happy New Year. Wish you a Happy New Year. I really want to thank everybody for this opportunity, for all the participants. But firstly, for Dr. Samuel Reddy, who's the founder and chairman, as you all know, of Spandana IDA International Foundation. This is a fantastic step. What caused him to start this organization it's truly a sad story. I also have a daughter, two daughters, and I can understand the pain that a father can feel. Even if the daughter gets hurt, this is a tragic situation. But what he did is remarkable, because he took that pain and he turned it around to benefit all of us, and turned it around to benefit so many people. And that this wonderful venture would not be possible, I'm sure, without Nirmala ma'am, who's the honorable president of Spandana IDA International Foundation, and Dr. Samuel's brother, Anji Reddy sir. Thank you so much for doing this, taking this step up, and helping the society with so much of knowledge, so much of support, and everything that Bhavani was mentioning. The different kinds of ventures that you've started within and through Spandana Foundation. It's remarkable. Thank you also to Jyoti ma'am. I was in touch with her. She's a director with Spandana International Foundation. And thank you for this opportunity. And thanks to everybody, again, like I said, for inviting me to be participants here. And I also want to thank my friend Raju Garu here, who's introduced me to this organization and this fantastic work that this organization is doing, marching ahead to save lives one step at a time. It's fabulous. And I find it my privilege to be presenting few thoughts here about, as it has been mentioned, the topic for the day is about identity. But before I start, I want to just introduce myself in my way, okay? And let me see, what do you have to say? I want to make this a little bit interactive. So if you can respond, unmute yourself, if that is possible. Bhavani, is it possible to unmute and then respond?
Yes.
Yeah. So participants, anybody can respond every time I ask you to respond, and that'll be really helpful, and we can learn together many things, and we can teach each other many things. So I was born to Malayali parents from Kerala. Okay. But I was born in Jaipur. I was educated in Jaipur, but I graduated from Kolkata in West Bengal. Then I studied in Delhi. And then I worked for many years in Delhi. I worked in Kolkata. I worked in Bangalore, Gurgaon, and in Bhopal. Currently, I'm sitting here in Bhopal, the heart of India, as they say. And I'm married to a woman who comes from a mixed background herself. Okay. Her parents come from Bengali, Tamil, Punjabi, and Marathi lineage. Two of my four best friends are from Telugu backgrounds. They're from Andhra. One is already here. I've mentioned his name. I love all kinds of food, but since we are talking about Andhra, I love pesarettu a lot. I can eat many pesarettus in one sitting. I can eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and snack time also. That's how I love pesarettu. And also Irani chai. Okay. Now, listening to all this combination, north, south, east, west, I think I can call myself as a Pakka Indian, fully Indian. Okay. North, south, east, west, everywhere. Now, I want to ask some of you, when you hear this introduction, do you find it confusing or do you find it funny? What do you think of this introduction? If you can unmute and tell me, बहुत अच्छा होगा अगर आप मुझे बताएंगे कि how did you find this introduction? I'm waiting. I can wait for a minute maybe. Anybody wants to respond?
आपके बारे में जानकर बहुत अच्छा लगा सर।
ये इंफॉर्मेशन सुन के कैसा लगा? कंफ्यूजन हुआ? अजीब सा लगा?
नहीं,
Okay.
कंफ्यूजन नहीं हुआ।
वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग। तो मैंने जब जब ये इंट्रोडक्शन दिया है, मतलब ये तो शॉर्ट इंट्रोडक्शन है, मैं थोड़ा और लंबा भी बता सकता था, लेकिन जब जब मैंने इंट्रोडक्शन दिया है तो लोग काफी कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं। कुछ लोग बोलते हैं अरे वाह, some people are confused, many people, in fact many people get confused, how do you manage? So what, where are you really from, Sam? Where are you really from? That's the question people ask me. Are you from Jaipur? Are you from Kerala? Where are you from? Because both your parents are from Kerala. So people get very confused. And I
Nationalized. Nationalized.
Sorry?
Yes, sir.
He's
Please
saying
continue.
he's saying you're nationalized.
Yeah. I'm like a nationalized bank. Yeah. Anybody can get loan from me. I can give loan to anybody. So, right. So, but I have found that people get very confused, or people wonder, how is this guy managing? Some people don't treat me well because they say you're neither here nor there. So, can't connect with you, yeah, can't connect with you. But in all of these things, whether people are confused, whether people feel wonderful about this information, or they don't want to talk to me anymore, I found one foundation which is common. And that is the foundation of identity. Right? If you are from, let's say, Kurnool, you go someplace and you find another person from Kurnool, you quickly connect with them. You may be sitting in Delhi, but you'll connect with that person in Kurnool, in Delhi, because both of you are from Kurnool. But another third person joins your team who's from the same locality, same location, same pin code as yours. You will connect with that person, chances are with a little more, right? And if I don't know how many of your friends are from different backgrounds, but if let's say you are a Hindu, you find a Hindu friend, you connect faster. If you're a Christian, you find a Hindu friend, you will connect, but it'll take longer. Why? Because in our minds, there is a different kind of identity that is playing, right? The very words that I used, Hindu or Christian or Kurnool or pin code, different pin code, all these words put us in a box. And we grow up in that box. The box keeps growing. We keep growing. The box is not confined. The box is actually our own minds. The more we grow in that box, the box keeps growing. And we become caged in that box of identity. Now, this could be good identity. This could be bad identity. Right now, you look around in the world and you find Israel, Hamas. You find, you find East, West. You find Chinese, Japanese, right? You find Apple made in China, Apple made in USA. Different value, right? You'll pay same thing, designed in Apple, manufactured in China. But the same manufacturers who are making in China, if they gave you the same thing without the Apple branding or the Apple logo, you won't want to buy that. But we are ready to pay 150,000 or 1 lakh, 2 lakh rupees for an Apple logo product, purely because of identity. There is a value in that Apple logo, half-bitten logo, right? Similarly, there is a value in different political parties. We know all politicians may not be corrupt, all politicians may not be true, but we fix ourselves with one person, one party, one country, everything one, based on one single word, which is identity. Correct. And I have worked a little on a formal note. My introduction would be that I have worked in my professional life. I worked with different political parties. okay, as a consultant. Uh, I've worked with different ministries. I worked with, while I was in Delhi, I worked with Kejriwal government. I worked with Sheila Dikshit government. I worked with Chauhan government here in Bhopal. I worked with, Khattar government in Haryana. Different multiple governments, multiple, but, and people would get confused. Okay, your name is Samuel Abraham. How are you working for this political party or this organization? Because they cannot connect. They are stuck in some identity, right? So they are telling me that, Sam, you know knowledge, you have knowledge about communication. Why are you giving your communication knowledge to a party or to an organization which you should not connect with? Only because of the word identity. But I tell them, see, everybody wants and needs the knowledge of communication, how to communicate properly, how to communicate to public, your policies, your messages. And I should not keep that away from me. I'm a communications consultant. Therefore, I show my communication consulting abilities and give it to everybody, whoever pays me, basically, whoever pays me, I give it to them. But I won't do anything unethical. But they are looking at me not as a communication consultant. They are looking at me from a different visual identity, right? So when they look at me, they think, oh, his name sounds Christian, so he must not do this. Oh, he's from Kerala. How come he's speaking Hindi? Oh, how come his English has no words which sound like some Malayali is speaking? They are confused constantly, purely because some identity is there in them, right? Now, at the back of your mind, you might be thinking, here we are sitting in a session, we want to learn or think or discuss about suicide prevention. Why is this man talking about identity? The reason is, and I don't know, are you thinking like that? Has this thought crossed your mind? Maybe when you looked at the title, when it was promoted, you must be wondering, why would anybody talk about, identity, and who you are governs what you do with your life, about your life. But here is what I want to tell you. Every time we talk about suicide, every time we talk about sickness, every time we talk about anything, any decision we take is based on a certain identity. I am this, therefore I will not do that. Right? I am this, therefore I will not do that. Or I am this, therefore I will do this. Right? So my point is, if I were to ask you, and I want, again, responses from you. If I were to ask you, who are you? What will be your response? You can take one sentence or two sentences to tell me. Who are you? आप कौन हैं? अगर मैं ये पूछता हूं आपसे, आप कौन हो? What will you say? You can unmute and speak back.
I think for me, tendency is to define myself in terms of what I do. If somebody asks me, who are you? First thing, definitely I give my name. And the second layer of my identity is from what I do. Like, I'm a scientist. Yeah.
Do you feel proud about being a scientist, or do you feel sad about being a scientist, shameful about being a scientist?
The fact that I'm introducing myself, I think I'm very proud of what I...
Great. Anybody else?
Yes, this is Jyotirmay. I'm working in a PMA MATLAB as a senior manager.
Okay. Anybody else? So I'm sure Jyoti ma'am is also quite proud of, what she introduced herself as. Anybody else? Who are you? That's
मेरा
the
नाम
question.
राधा रमणी है। मैं एक टीचर हूँ, हिंदी टीचर।
Very good.
तो
Thank
मैं
you.
बहुत प्राउड फील करती हूँ इस
Very good.
प्रोफेशन को लेकर।
Very good. Okay, तो हमने देखा, हमने नाम बताया और हम क्या करते हैं बताया. But are you proud of your father?
क्या
Yes,
सर?
sir. Yes, of course.
आप अपने पिता या माता या मम्मी पापा किसी 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 से प्राउड फील करते हैं?
हाँ बिल्कुल।
तो
मैं
तो
हमारी
आपने
माता,
ये क्यों नहीं कहा मैं राधा रमणी हूँ, मैं मिस्टर XYZ की बेटी हूँ? आपने ये क्यों
जी
कहा
मैं
मैं राधा
बताना
रमणी हूँ?
चाहती थी,
हाँ,
पर वो राजू सर ने ऐसा बताया कि मैंने सोचा कि मुझे भी ऐसा
बिल्कुल
बताना चाहिए।
बिल्कुल। सी
मैं बहुत प्राउड फील करती हूँ कि मैं नरसिम्हा शास्त्री जी की बेटी हूँ।
हम्म
और मेरी माता जी का नाम है वरलक्ष्मी गारू। मैं मुझे,
अच्छा, मैं एक सवाल और
जी
पूछता हूँ।
जी
आप
जी,
आप कौन से देश में रहते हो?
इंडिया में,
नहीं,
भारत
क्या
देश।
क्या भारत देश में गर्व करते हो?
जी बिल्कुल,
तो आपने ये क्यों
कौन
नहीं
नहीं
कहा?
करता।
कुछ लोग होंगे जो नहीं करते, लेकिन मैं ये बताना चाहता हूँ आपसे, आपने ये क्यों नहीं कहा मैं राधा रमणी हूँ और मैं एक भारतीय हूँ?
यस, मैं कोई, जी देखिए, आपने जो भी बता रहे वो बिल्कुल, मैं भी पहले मैं बताना चाहती थी कि आई एम एन इंडियन। और
हाँ,
मैं बताना चाहती थी कि मेरे माता जी का नाम पहले, क्योंकि
करेक्ट
मुझे इस काबिलियत बनाया है माता जी ने।
करेक्ट
तो मैं बहुत गर्व फील करती हूँ।
करेक्ट, बिल्कुल सही बोला आपने। अच्छा,
जी
मैं एक और सवाल पूछूंगा। हम में से कईयों के बच्चे होंगे, तो हम उनसे उनके लिए भी वी आर प्राउड ऑफ अ चिल्ड्रन ऑल्सो, है ना? तो हम ये भी कह सकते, ये क्यों नहीं कहते कि आई माई नेम इज सैमुअल इब्राहिम, आई एम प्राउड ऑफ प्रत्याशा, आई एम अ प्राउड फादर ऑफ प्रत्याशा, और आई एम द फादर ऑफ प्रत्याशा? कभी आपने ऐसे इंट्रोड्यूस किया है अपने आप को? For example, I don't know, I'm using your name, ma'am. Forgive me if, Jyoti ma'am,
राधा
for
रमणी।
example, मेरा नाम ज्योति है और ज्योतिर्मय
हाँ,
है, और मेरी आई एम द प्राउड मदर ऑफ वट एवर योर चाइल्ड नेम कुड बी। हम ऐसे क्यों नहीं इंट्रोड्यूस कर रहे? तो मेरा मेरा आपसे इंट्रोडक्शन ठीक करने का मकसद नहीं है, मेरा
जी
बस ये
ऐसा
बताने
करना
का
चाहिए
मकसद है।
बिल्कुल।
हाँ, कई तरीके हो सकते हैं इंट्रोड्यूस करने के, लेकिन अक्सर हम क्या करते हैं, हम बोलते हैं मोस्टली माई नेम इज दिस एंड आई डू दिस, और आई एम दिस। माई नेम इज दिस एंड आई एम एन एक्टर। माई नेम इज दिस, आई एम अ म्यूजिशियन। वॉट एवर वी फील मोस्ट प्राउड ऑफ is what we introduce ourselves as. That is a fact we can all agree with. Correct?
जी
तो
करेक्ट सर।
करेक्ट। तो अब मान लीजिए कल राजू को साइंटिस्ट की पोजीशन से निकाल दिया जाता है, और ऐसा हो नहीं, मेरी ऐसी आशा है, बट कुछ भी हो सकता है ना। तो कल किसी को उनकी CEO की पोजीशन से हटा दिया जाता है, अब वो अपने आप को कैसे इंट्रोड्यूस कराएंगे? माय नेम इज राजू, दैट्स ऑल, और माय नेम इज राजू, आई एम अ फॉर्मर साइंटिस्ट। सी, आप कंफ्यूजन देख रहे हैं? द मोमेंट मेरी आइडेंटिटी मुझसे छीन ली, मुझे टीचिंग के जॉब से हटा दिया, बैंकिंग के जॉब से हटा दिया, साइंस एक्सपेरिमेंट्स के जॉब से हटा दिया, मुझे मेरे बिजनेस में इतना लॉस हो गया, मुझे बिजनेस बंद करना पड़ गया, तो मैं अब बिजनेसमैन नहीं रहा, आई एम अ फेल्ड बिजनेसमैन इन दैट सेंस। मेरी वो आइडेंटिटी चली गई। तो आप बताइए मुझे कौन सी आइडेंटिटी?
मेरे ख्याल से आइडेंटिटी हमारा प्रोफेशन नहीं होता है सर।
बिल्कुल सही बोला आपने मैम, बिल्कुल सही बोला। तो एक तो ऐसी आइडेंटिटी हो सकती है ना जो हमेशा स्थिर रहे, और उस आइडेंटिटी दैट इज कांस्टेंट, दैट्स अ कांस्टेंट, सूरज के समान,
वो है हमारा व्यक्तित्व।
जो हमारा क्या है?
व्यक्तित्व, हमारा वजूद।
पर्सनालिटी। उसको
यस।
हम, वी कैन ऑल्सो से दैट इट इज कैरेक्टर, है ना? वी कैन ऑल्सो से दैट इट्स अ पर्सनैलिटी और कैरेक्टर। मैं आपको ये क्यों बता रहा हूँ, बिकॉज आई वॉन्ट यू टू कीप दिस एट द बैक ऑफ योर माइंड वाइल वी प्रोग्रेस थ्रू दिस टॉक, and also keep my introduction at the back of your mind. Okay, all the things I said, I'm from here or there, etc., but I also want to share something very important. I'm not a man who does not understand what suicide is. I've had two distinct moments, two specific moments where I planned very carefully to commit suicide. And I will take you back to my introduction. I was in Calcutta. I'm a very ambitious man, very, very ambitious man. मुझे बचपन से ही my mother told me that you have been created for something good, that you have a gift of music and many other things. मैं बचपन में मुझसे अगर कोई पूछता क्या बनना चाहते हो, तो मुझे बनना था म्यूजिशियन, साइंटिस्ट और एक चर्च का लीडर, पास्टर फॉर एग्जाम्पल। तीन चीजें बननी थी मुझे। मैं एक साथ कभी नहीं बोलता था मुझे डॉक्टर बनना है, या एक, तीन चार चीजें बननी होती थी मुझे एक टाइम पे। तो मैं बहुत एम्बिशन, मैं कॉन्स्टेंटली सोचता था मुझे हार्वर्ड यूनिवर्सिटी जाना है, स्टैनफोर्ड यूनिवर्सिटी जाना है। जब इंटरनेट था भी नहीं, मैं पढ़ता बहुत था, बहुत किताबें पढ़ता था। आई यूज टू रीड अ लॉट, आई स्टिल रीड क्वाइट अ बिट। बट and when I went to college, and I always wanted to study from the top colleges, top universities, everything must be top when it comes to education. And by God's grace, God gave me everything that was top. So I went to this college in Calcutta. It's the top two or top three colleges in India in BCom. And my plan was, and I joined college when I was simply 17. I was the youngest in my class because everybody else was 18 or 19 at least. When I joined class, my plan was I'll graduate by 20, by, and then I will go to IIM Bangalore. I will do human resources, and I will graduate from IIM Bangalore at 22. Then I will work for 8 years with everything in my being. I'll make so much money. Then at 30, I will retire. And then I will take my guitar. मेरा गिटार पीछे लटक रहा है अभी. But I will take my guitar and I will travel the world talking and singing and bringing joy to people. That was my plan. But second 2 साल तो मैंने कैट के लिए फुल प्रिपरेशन की थी, फुल. मेरा बैकअप प्लान था, इफ नथिंग वर्क्स आई विल बिकम एन IAS ऑफिसर, आई विल राइट माई UPSC एंड आई विल बिकम एन IAS ऑफिसर. ये प्लान थे मेरे. 22 तक सब कुछ सेट होना था. बट 2000, or when I was 19, I'm 37 now. 2006, sorry, 2005, 5 or 6 actually, 6, I fell sick. In that 1 year, I fell sick thrice by malaria. Fourth time, people thought it was malaria, but it was typhoid. And the typhoid, जो भी बैक्टीरिया, जो भी माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स थे, वो मेरे पेट तक पहुंच गए. And I was flown from Kolkata to Jaipur, my home. And within 8 hours, my intestines burst open. मेरे intestine में 3 mm का छेद हो गया था infection की वजह से. But God was gracious. भगवान की मेरे पे कृपा थी कि मेरे को उससे पहले 2-4 घंटे के ऑपरेशन से बचा लिया गया. जैसे ही फटा, मुझे हॉस्पिटल ले गए, ऑपरेशन करके बचा लिया. उसकी वजह से मैं एग्जाम क्लियर नहीं कर पाया, बिल्कुल नहीं कर पाया. I had to repeat that year. Or instead of graduating in 2006, I graduated in 2007. That was 1 year while I was recuperating. जब I was getting well from my operation. मैं घर पे बैठ के I had planned to commit suicide. I said खत्म, everything is gone. I cannot do anything. That was my failure in studies, right? And my goals were out of this world. In the sense, my friends never thought like this. My plan was in the first 3 years, as in the first 3 years of my college, I will read more than 300 books, which means 100 books per year. Because I had read somewhere that Osho used to read 300 books. Just one sentence was enough to help me make a goal. I did not read 300 books, but perhaps more than 150 at least. But वो goal भी मैं complete नहीं कर पाया. So I said, now everything is doomed. I should commit suicide because I'm of no good. But somewhere in my mind, so I'm a failed student right now. My identity is failed student identity. But somewhere, because everybody is looking at me, asking me, hey, Sam, how are you? What is happening to your education? And I was thinking, I'm a failure. I'm a failure. I'm a failure. But somewhere at the back of my mind, I knew my father and mother always told me, we prayed for a son and therefore we named you Samuel. And Samuel Reddy sir might know this story also. Samuel means God hears. When God hears, he gave a son. So we named you Samuel. So instead of calling myself failure, I started asking God, if you created me, then why did this happen to me? Which everybody, when we go through disappointments, we do. Disappointments are a part of life. All of us know, all of us know disappointment is a part of life. But when we are disappointed, what do we believe about ourselves matters. That is the identity. When we fail, let's say a banking exam or a UPSC, we call ourselves a failure, right? When we are not able to score good in cricket, we get trolled by people, by public. They say, hey, he gets out on zero. He's a duck fellow, waste fellow, right? That's what we hear people call. If we are not able to manage our children, sometimes children can be difficult to manage because children have a mind of their own. Then people can label us as failed parents, right? That can also happen. But in that moment of disappointment, what we believe about ourselves is what our true identity can be. We can think like that, but that's not true. Many times when we are disappointed, we think, Arey, I'm a failure. This is my true identity. No. For me, in those moments, so that was one situation where it was a studies ka failure. Then when, somehow I picked myself up, I'll tell you how I did that. Then I went to another top college uh, in New Delhi, which is a government institute. And recently I was checking, there was a news report which said in that particular batch of 2009, 2010, 4% students could only crack that exam across the nation. And I was 4% of that student. But let me tell you a very interesting story. I went to write an 80-mark paper, but I could not complete because I was not used to writing for so long, because I had not written for so long after graduation, because computer mein I used to type, right, for my work. So I could not finish the paper and I could only attempt 40 marks paper. Yet I could graduate in that top 4% in India. So after that, when I started working, I liked a girl and that girl did not respond. She first responded well. Then we were thinking of getting married and all of that. But at some point, I got to know a few things about her that, how it happens many times, in love situations or in romantic situations. My heart was broken and it was my 25th birthday. Okay. I was crying. I cried and I cried and I cried and I cried. I kept walking in Delhi, because I wanted to get exhausted so I could sleep. I felt I was the biggest idiot in the world. Which is true. You talk to anybody who's failed in romance, they think they are the waste fellows of this world, whether a girl or a boy. That is the truth. That happens many times. And there are scores of movies. I used to love watching Telugu movies. Now I don't have time. But the first movie I watched on a side note was Pokiri. That got me addicted to Telugu movies for a while, thanks to my Telugu friends in Delhi. But but so many Telugu movies, so many Bollywood movies are about failed love, because it's a reality. It's a real disappointment of our lives. So when I went through that, again, I had an opportunity to call myself an idiot. But somewhere at the back of my mind, like I said, something told me, no, you are not. There are better days ahead. There are better days ahead. There are better days ahead. Why? And here is why. Because when I was growing up, my parents used to tell me, like I told you, you are a son we prayed for. You have a purpose in life. You have a purpose in life. You have a purpose in life. Those words kept on ringing in my ears. And they used to tell me, you're a child of God. You're a child of God. तुमको भगवान ने बनाया है, तुम मंकी से पैदा नहीं हुए हो. I don't know how many of us believe this. I don't believe, I believe some parts of evolution theory to be true, not all parts, especially the monkey to human. Recently, I was reading a study. You should also check out that study. It says humans and Neanderthals, the previous generation of humans, which are not humans, somewhat human, but not human. They look like monkeys. Maybe they are the same species. That's what the scientists say today. I think a couple of weeks ago, I read that and I was amazed. I said, I've always believed that scientists are finding it now. We can behave like monkeys, but we are not from monkeys. That's the fact, right? So I had to remind myself, I'm a child of God. I'm a child of God. I'm a child of God. And if I'm a child of God, that's my identity, then I cannot take a decision, a short-term solution, a long-term solution for a short-term problem, which is suicide. It breaks my heart, it breaks my heart to hear that so many of our beloved kids, brothers, sisters, sometimes even parents, take this dangerous decision, this long-term decision for a short-term problem. Everybody, it's not only an issue among the youth, and you can testify to it. So many people who killed themselves or took their own lives because they lost hope. Why? Because there was an issue of identity. I'll tell you something very interesting on this note again. In Delhi, I don't know how many of you've been in Delhi, but there is something very interesting that happens in Delhi. If you're caught by a policeman on the road and you're in your car, people say, "Tu janta hai mera baap kaun hai?" Have you heard this ever? Do you know who I am? Have you seen some people behave like this on road? Do you know? I will see you, etc. They say. What are they trying to say? They're talking about their identity. Have you noticed? Have you ever heard a poor, very poor man, homeless man, walk up to a policeman and say, "Do you know who I am? I live on the roads." He doesn't. Because he believes something about himself, that I'm a homeless man, I don't have authority to scold a policeman. Even though I know he's wrong, I'm right. But somebody who's a politician's son, an IAS officer's son or daughter, or even relative, or even from the same village, may not be the relative, maybe neighbor's neighbor. But he says, "Do you know who I am?" Because he knows, if I connect my identity to this politician, IAS, businessman, policeman, I can be saved. So when I say I am a child of God, what am I doing? I'm connecting my identity to the identity of God. And who's God? Somebody wrote, God is supreme power. Who is God? He created everything. He created you, he created me. He doesn't tell the sun to go down and come up every day. Sun, please come up. Sun, please go down. Or he doesn't tell gravity, now Samuel is jumping, bring him down. He has put a law once in place. The law keeps working. That's how brilliant God is. So when I connect my identity to the identity of God, something changes in my heart. Right? Something changes and something has to change. The moment, I move around in powerful circles. I'm not a powerful man that way. I'm not an IAS or a politician, but I often meet politicians and IAS officers, and I observe this very interesting trend. Anybody who has no idea of what is happening wants to be featured in the photograph with an IAS or a politician. Have you seen that? 3 politicians are exchanging some greetings. Some small guy will show up in the picture. He just wants to be in the picture so he can use that picture. See, I met him, right? Because he wants to connect his identity or draw his identity from. You have seen how people fight over, I don't know how many of you watch cricket, but Royal Challengers Bangalore, Mumbai Indians. No, your team is bad. No, my team is. Have you ever thought none of those team members know that such a fan exists anywhere? But these fans are fighting. Why? Because they want to draw identity from these winning team, right? Sachin is the best. No, Virat is the best. Sachin versus Virat. Sachin and Virat have no clue what is happening, but these people are fighting because they want to draw identity from Sachin and Virat. But like I asked if I removed your name, if I removed your vocation or your profession, if I removed, let's say I'll take Raju's example. I don't know his name. I remove his name. I remove his, I get him off job. I take everything that he has. What do you think Raju is now? He's not a scientist. You don't know his name. What will you call him? How will he introduce himself? How would you introduce Raju to somebody? Except maybe saying that he's a man or something like that. You'll be confused because now every identity has been stripped off. So I often ask this question to myself. What if every job has been taken away from me? My name, I hit my head somewhere, forget everything about myself. I even forget how to communicate. That can happen. Many cases happen of this sort. What will people do? How should we treat them? Should we throw them out now? He's of no good use, base fellow. Just throw him out. No, we take care of them. Because somewhere in our hearts, we know we belong not only to this earth, but beyond this, that there is an identity which nobody can take away from us. We are all created in the image of God. We are all created by God. That we are, in all religions, people say this, we are a portion of God. People can differ how we explain it, but all religions even say this. We belong to God. We are one with God. Different ways, we are in God, we are a portion of God, etc. That reality or that identity cannot be taken away. Some of us, I don't know, some of us might be here and, looking, wondering, struggling, maybe disappointed, or maybe somebody who's disappointed. Or maybe you have known somebody who was disappointed and they ended up taking their lives. One lesson for us to know is if we are able to help people see who they are truly, if you are able to remind them that they are children of God or child of God, that God will help, just wait a little while, things can change and people can change their decisions, or decisions can be changed. But if we tell people, hey, it's just a small problem, macha, just leave it, cannot happen. Try this, you will fail. Because, I was talking to somebody, I said, for a second class, in fact, I was talking to Raju only a few minutes ago. I said, I went to a parent-teacher meeting today for my daughter who's in second standard. And she made a small mistake, for 72 boxes, 72 apples per box. So, she had to do some division, but 72 into 9 instead of 72 divided by 9, she did 72 into 9. She wrote the answer correctly, 72 into 9, 600 something. But she should have divided it. She didn't divide. Her answer was right, but the teacher's question, she did not respond properly. Correct. Okay. But I looked at it and I sat there for a while. Looked at it and I said, this was so simple. So simple. But in that moment, my daughter must have gotten confused. So instead of divide sign, she put multiplication and she multiplied and correctly multiplied. What should I do as a father? Beat her? Scold her? Shame her? Because while I was thinking this, I'll tell you the truth, and I'm not making this up. There was a child who was there in front of the teacher. The father on one side, mother on one side, child in between. Teacher is facing the child. All three of them are saying, you need to study hard. Arey bhai, why don't you do this? And the mother went on to say, madam, I give you full permission to beat her. have met no child. I have met no child who wants to do bad in studies. I have met no banker who wants to give bad loans. I have met no scientist who wants to do only failed experiments. But experiments fail, right? Not because of them. Situations, circumstances, some calibration went wrong somewhere. So I was thinking on the way back, how could the parents deal with this situation better? They could have sat the student down and asked. But somewhere the parents were also driven, my child also should as good as this child. Because before that, they compared the marks of this child and some Abhilasha girl. Ma'am, uske marks to achhe hain. Ma'am, this girl is. So they set out to compare. And in that comparison, they massacred, they killed the identity of the child. You know why? Because by her own admission, the mother said, ma'am, she's always drawing and she does beautiful drawing. But ma'am, maths mein marks kharab hai iske. And in my mind, I was thinking, if you were paying attention, you have an artist in your house. If you groomed her well by 12th standard, up to we to even have YouTube channels. People are becoming, they earn money, they do so well in so many ways, right? And they can use that popularity from YouTube to do good work, social service. You know, we have a channel for Spandana. I was going through the channel, so much good knowledge there, right? That girl could actually start teaching art on YouTube while she's still in school. But no, the parents wanted maths, maths, maths. And I often ask this, do you remember the marks that you scored in your 10th exams? Do you remember the marks you scored in your 12th? How has those marks helped you treat your wife or your husband or your children really well? Your geography marks 100 out of 100 helped you locate your child? No. Your Hindi marks 100 out of 100, Telugu marks 100 out of 100 helped you speak kindly to your wife or your husband or your child? No. If the answers are no, why are as parents, as children, we are running? Why as parents, as administrators, as senior citizens of this country, we are running to make our students, our children, run a race that is different for all? Which brings me to the point that, while we need to teach identity to our children, that we are all created in the image of God, we also need to begin to ask ourselves, who am I? If we begin to ask ourselves, who am I? And we don't get an answer, we still are on a quest. If we are not self-aware about who we are, we will make everybody else change around us. Right? Because we are not aware. Now, let me tell you something very truthfully. I was brought in from Delhi. My last assignment in Delhi was to lead the vaccination program communications for the government of India. The COVID vaccination program. So I used to work in Ministry of Health and Family Affairs in New Delhi. My company decided they wanted somebody who was good at English and Hindi both and could manage chief minister level, individuals to come and set up a project in Bhopal. So I packed up my lock, stock, barrel. I transferred to Bhopal. My managing director and few other people had made a project proposal and presented, and everything was, we won the project. I came here, I worked. Within a year, I felt like the civil servants and the chief minister's office, everybody did not like the proposal that my seniors had presented to them. And through some situation, they decided we want to close the project. So they did close the project and I was left jobless. I have 2 daughters, wife, jobless, in Bhopal, no support, no friends. I don't have friends here in Bhopal, but in Delhi, I have a thriving community. So what should I do? That was the question I had to answer. Most people will stress out. They'll start beating their wives or their children. If their children came, appa, appa, they will slap them or they'll say, go away from me or do something on that. So this is common. And nobody says, the mother will say, oh, just leave your father alone because he's stressed. But I spend time with my family. I'm normal. I'm normal. If you met me, you wouldn't think I'm jobless, right? Only because I know God cares, because I'm his child. If my father would care for me, he would not let me be alone in my joblessness. So if God, who's better and bigger than my father, if he's there, then I should not worry. I have not borrowed in the last, I think, 6-7 months of joblessness. Some or the other way, God provides. Sometimes my friends help me, right? But some of us can think, oh, so you took udhar, you took debt. Yes, I didn't take it from a bank. My friends helped me. My identity here is of being a friend to a good friend. I have good friends who help me. But some of us think, oh, I took debt from my friend. Now I'm doomed. I'm such a failure. But what I began to think is, oh, wow, I have such lovely friends who in my time of need have stood up for me. Wonderful. Fantastic. But most of us or most of the people out there might think, oh, I'm such a wretched fellow. I can't even provide for my wife and daughters. So let me commit suicide and leave my daughters. I heard on our Spandana channel, somebody was saying, before you take a decision, think about who you love and who loves you, right? So when we're thinking of suicide, it's important that we first teach ourselves and then teach our children, then teach the younger ones about identity. Because once you figure out who you are, that will help govern what you do with your life and what you do in your life and what you do about your life. Right? Yes, I think I'd like to leave it right here. And if there is any question or any disagreement also, I'm happy to field those questions and disagreements and we can talk and discuss and learn together. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I hope I was able to share clearly the idea of identity, that all of us belong to God. God is our Father. God cares for us, and we can always run to God with all our problems, and God will find a solution. He may not show up, but he will send somebody who will help us, or he will give us an idea to help us out of our problems. Thank you. Thank you again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, Abraham, sir, for your wonderful talk about the magic of identity. So, what is identity? So, we are telling our name and behind that our qualification or something background. But you're telling that what is the identity? We are the child of God. That is the ultimate thing. I understood. It's very, very great spiritual talk because we need to find our life purpose. So in the world, for every people, we need to think about that. So then if any situations will come in our life, if any situations across in your life, if we feel that we are the child of God, everything will be fine. We can move on. So thank you so much for your wonderful talk and your valuable time. We are so blessed to have you in this platform. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
ఎవరికైనా డౌట్స్ లైక్ ఏమైనా షేర్ చేయాలనుకుంటే మీ వ్యూస్ ప్లీజ్ షేర్ యువర్ వ్యూస్ అండ్ ఐ వుడ్ లైక్ టు ఇన్వైట్ నిర్మలా మ్యామ్ ఆర్ సామ్యుల్ రెడ్డి సార్ ప్లీజ్ షేర్ యువర్ వ్యూస్ అబౌట్ దిస్ సెషన్ or else any other, please raise your hand. Yes sir, please sir.
నేను భవానీ నిర్మలా మ్యామ్ని.
Yes ma.
ఈరోజు కొంచెం శ్రేష్ఠ బర్త్డే, హెల్త్ కొంచెం బాగాలేదు.
Okay ma. Okay ma.
సారీ
Okay.
అమ్మా.
Okay ma. Thank you so much ma'am. And Samuel Reddy sir, are you available?
మేడం గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్. నేను వేరే కాన్ఫరెన్స్ లో ఉన్నాను.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
అయినా సరే సార్ది వచ్చాను. మీరు చెప్పిన దాన్ని బట్టి విన్నదాన్ని బట్టి అయితే థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్ శ్యామ్ గారు. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్. నేను ఇక్కడ వేరే
Thank you so
క్రౌడ్ లో
much,
ఉండే
sir.
వీడియో ఆన్ చేయలేకపోయాను. వెరీ సారీ. నేను బయటకు వచ్చి కూడా విన్నాను. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్ సార్. థ్యాంక్ యూ ఫర్ యువర్ వాల్యుబుల్ టైం. భవాని గారు, మీరు నేను చెప్పింది సార్కి
Yes,
కొంచెం
sir.
కన్వే చేయండి.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
చాలా వాల్యుబుల్ టైం ఇచ్చి చాలా వాల్యుబుల్ టాక్ ఇచ్చినందుకు స్పెషల్ థ్యాంక్స్ చెప్తూ,
Yes, sir.
మీరు నా తరఫున థ్యాంక్స్ చెప్పి ఫ్యూచర్ డేస్ లో మనకి సార్
Yes, sir.
మన ప్లాట్ఫామ్ లో సపోర్ట్ ఉంటే మరికొన్ని టాక్ ఇచ్చే విధంగా సార్ని మనం రిక్వెస్ట్ చేసామని.
Yes,
థ్యాంక్
sir.
యూ వెరీ మచ్ సార్.
Yes, sir. Thank you so
వెరీ
much.
సారీ అండి, వేరే కాన్ఫరెన్స్ 6 అయిపోద్ది అనుకున్నాను.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
థ్యాంక్ యూ శ్యామ్ గారు. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir,
You're
Samuel
welcome.
Reddy sir is telling so thanks to you, and in the coming days we are requesting you to be in this platform to share your views and to talk on about some other topics. And sir is in
Certainly.
other conference, it seems, so that's
No,
why he's
I
unable to on
understand.
the video. So sorry for that.
No problem. This was a pleasure. I mean, I would like to convey my gratitude to him for the fantastic work that he's doing. It's really wonderful. It's courageous too. And thank you so much, despite all the pain and tragedy that you have suffered, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Yes, Durga ma'am, please.
Yeah, I'm very happy, Mr. Sam. The way you have presented. One thing is the topic is identity everybody wants. And second one is the way you have given your journey. That Sam means God will hear and give the personality in the universe, like on earth. So we always used to feel our Shamul Reddy is a precious person, God sent to help so many people, of course to Spandana. But when you made it clear, we felt yes, he deserves his worth. Like this Sam Junior, we are very happy. And you said about your difficulty, your child making that multiplication and division, etc. And your journey of going to Bhopal and not able to stick there due to some difficulties. These all are going to. Finally, you said somewhere, who am I? That's what we all will be searching. What I am. What is my purpose? Can I do? So beautifully you have taken your talk, and we are very, very happy. And I'm Dr. Durga and President of Vanita Vibhagam of Spandana Foundation. On behalf of Spandana Foundation, on behalf of our Shamul Reddy Garu and Nirmala Garu, we request you to be our resource person or advisor or whatever the way you can say, writing or talking or giving advice, anything. Sam must be in Spandana, because we are seeing here our Shamul Reddy Jr. presenting in a beautiful manner. God bless you. First you said you want to become IIT, IIM and play guitar and songs. I was so excited that you're going to play guitar and all. Then you said how your dreams has slowly they are going to shake another shape. But still you are great. Your identity is there. We are with you and be with us, and we are going to make a difference in the society. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you for the wonderful words of encouragement, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am. Radha ma'am. Radha Ramani ma'am, please.
Namaste, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Namaste, Samuel Reddy sir. Namaste, Sam Abraham sir. तो
Thank you. Namaste, ma'am.
मुझे एक बात तो समझ में आई आपका स्पीच सुनने के बाद, तो कैलकुलेशन कंफ्यूजन की वजह से रॉन्ग हो जाता है कभी-कभी, तो वी हैव टू करेक्ट देम. एंड और एक बात, हमें फाइंड आउट करना है कि हम किस पर्पस के लिए, कौन सी पर्पस के लिए यहाँ हम आए हैं इस समाज में. तो मुझे ऐसा समझ में आया। मैं करेक्ट हूँ सर?
करेक्ट। मैं इस पे एक चीज ये कहना चाहूंगा। मेरी एक पर्सनल स्टेटमेंट है जो मैंने एक किताब से निकाली। वहां लिखा है कि वहां पे किसी और ने यूं अपने बारे में कहा है कि आई हैव बीन सेंट टू रेस्क्यू पीपल एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा। तो मैंने वहां से एक स्टेटमेंट अपने लिए निकाला। आई मेड अ लाइफ गोल और लाइफ विजन स्टेटमेंट फॉर मी which said, God's spirit is leading me or is upon me or is in me, and He has blessed me to help build other people.
जी
That's my life's goal. I want to build other
जी
people. Sometimes people, call me on and pay me. Payment is not important because it has always been a goal now. And I used to stay next to IIT and Jawaharlal Nehru University in Delhi, and we would have many students come. When students come, they don't go easily, right? They hang out, and we have an open home, meaning our home is accessible. They would come, they would hang out for hours. Sometimes some of the students would say, Anna, I want to learn guitar. Many students from Andhra. Okay. So I would teach them guitar in the morning. Because I'm working late in the night, I'll say, come early in the morning then. I'll sleep for 5-6 hours, get up, teach them guitar. Some would say, help me bake. I love cooking, by the way. So if you're visiting Bhopal, do show up. I'll feed you well. So they would say, teach me how to bake a cake. I would spend time teaching them how to bake a cake. But what that would do is give me time to teach them many things, right? Teach
जी
them how to be patient while baking, right? When you mix the batter or when you belo roti or you wait for the rice to cook, it's all patience. Nothing comes easy, but if you keep saying nothing comes easy, it'll be troublesome. So everything has a price to pay. So even with respect to purpose, when we have a purpose in sight, it's easy for us to live a life, because every time we go, Raju would say, every time he has to do an experiment, he has to calibrate the instrument, right?
जी
So if हम इंस्ट्रूमेंट को हम भी एक इंस्ट्रूमेंट है ना, वी हैव टू कीप रिमाइंडिंग आवरसेल्व्स व्हाट इज माय पर्पस, व्हाट इज माय पर्पस, व्हाट इज माय पर्पस. द मोर वी रिमाइंड आवरसेल्व्स ऑफ आवर पर्पस, द बेटर वी विल बी. जैसे एक शिप होता है ना, एक जहाज, लाइक अ
जी
शिप. वी पुट द longitude latitude, we want to go from New Delhi तो नहीं, but let's say Gujarat port, Bombay port to New York. Okay, we put the coordinates, but if the captain is not watchful, the ship, because of the waves, external factors can divert 1 degree. बस
हाँ
1 degree की वजह से, instead of going to New York, the ship can land in Kanyakumari, right? So the captain has to be very carefully looking at the coordinates. Are they constantly at the same degree? Only then can we go to New York. Similarly, our purpose is like the rudder or the screen of the ship, which tells us where are we headed. If I'm a father, my purpose as a father is to bring my children to love God, to love the country, to love fellow human beings. For that, let's say if my child does some mistake, I beat them. What are they learning? If everything doesn't go according to you, you can use violence. But if the child sees me talk to them and convince them, reason with them, the child learns, okay, you can use words to influence people. Why did I use my words? Because I want to build her, not break her. Do you see how my purpose in life is also helping my parenting? तो ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि हमको हमारा लाइफ का पर्पस ध्यान में रखना. हो सकता है यहाँ पे राधा मैम, हो सकता है some people might say, I don't believe in God, what should I do? I don't believe in God. That's fine. For those people, what you said is correct. But do you know what your life purpose is? What moves you? What moves you, not in the sense, what do you like to do? No. What do you think you are gifted, and how does that gift help others? If you can even find that, that will help you. That will
यस
help
सर,
you.
मैं भी मानती हूँ कि हम अगर एक कदम आगे बढ़ाएंगे तो हमें गॉड ही विल हेल्प डेफिनेटली।
Yeah.
और मैं भी 4 ऑप्शंस थे मेरे, तो मुझे हिंदी इतनी अच्छी नहीं आती। मैं
आप
सीए बनना चाहती थी पहले,
अच्छा
मेरा ऑप्शन से, तो अ, वो नहीं हो पाया। तो बैंक बैंक का एम्प्लॉय बनना चाहती थी। और बाद में क्या हुआ, मेरा पैशन है फैशन डिजाइनिंग, तो मैं एक बुटीक रन करना चाहती थी। तो वो भी रन किया 7-8 इयर्स में भी। एंड बाद में क्या हुआ, डॉक्टर ने मना किया कि नहीं बैठना चाहिए ज्यादा देर। अ, मुझे पोलियो है।
Okay.
वो मैं ऑपरेशन करवाया तो 60% से 90% हो गया मेरा डिसेबिलिटी। तो अ, मैं अम, मैं नहीं चाहती थी कि मेरा लाइफ ऐसे एंड हो जाए, किसी पे डिपेंड होके।
Correct.
ओके, मैं ब्रदर मुझे बहुत अच्छी तरीके से देखभाल कर सकता है, फिर भी मैं सोचती थी कि मेरी माँ मुझे बहुत सफर करके बड़ा किया मुझे। तो
Correct.
मैं ऐसा किसी पे डिपेंड होकर नहीं रहना चाहती थी। तो बाद में क्या हुआ, मैं जो नहीं पसंद करती थी उसको पसंद किया। पसंद
Correct.
मतलब डर था मुझे कि टीचर प्रोफेशन है, बहुत डिफिकल्ट है। फिर भी मुझे लगा कि उसमें मॉर्निंग 10 से लेकर 5 तक जाऊंगी, जॉब करूंगी तो ओके, लीजर मिलेगा बीच बीच में। तो ऐसा सोच के मैं मैं टीचर प्रोफेशन को चूज किया। और फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में मैं टीचर बनी। मुझे तब मैं आई हैव 46 दैट टाइम, मेरा उम्र था कि 46। मैं ऐसा कुछ सर्कमस्टेंसेस वजह से ऐसा हुआ मेरी लाइफ में भी। फिर भी मैं मैं इसमें बिलीव करती हूँ कि यहाँ हमको नहीं रुकना चाहिए।
Correct.
अभी हमारा ऑप्शंस है, उसको हम पसंद करके आगे बढ़ना चाहिए। और हमारा जो पर्पस है हम फुलफिल करना चाहिए। हमारा फैमिली को हमारा सपोर्ट चाहिए। और हमें भी हमारा फैमिली, हम चले जाएंगे और ये ऐसे बैठे रहेंगे तो देखिए, मैं ऐसे बैठे ही रहूंगी घर में और सैड हो जाती रहूंगी कि मुझे देखकर मेरी माँ क्या सोचेगी। वो भी ऐसे सोचेगी मेरे बाद इसका क्या होगा।
Correct.
इसलिए मैं ऐसे सब सोचकर अब भी मेरे दिमाग में ख्याल आता है, कभी कभी मैं डिप्रेस हो जाती हूँ कि नहीं, कैसे जी रही हूँ मैं ये लाइफ, मुझे नहीं चाहिए। पर तब मैं मेरी माँ को याद करती हूँ और मेरे जिम्मेदारियों को याद करती हूँ।
Correct.
ऐसे मेरे लाइफ में भी 2 इंसिडेंट्स हुआ है कि जब मैं आई वाज 23, तब मेरी सिस्टर, बड़ी बहन सुसाइड कर ली। और अभी भी मेरी दीदी याद आती है तो मुझे आंखों में आंसू आ जाते हैं। और और लास्ट ईयर मेरे दीदी का बेटा एक्सीडेंट की वजह से अब नहीं रहा। तो हमारा पर्पस नहीं अभी है, हमारा फैमिली में जो भी मेंबर्स हैं उसके लिए हमको जीना पड़ेगा, किसी
Yes.
तरीके भी हंसते हंसते जीना पड़ेगा।
Yes.
नहीं सैड नहीं, उनके आगे सैड तो नहीं होना चाहिए।
Correct.
मेरी माँ 80 इयर्स की है, तो मैं चाहती हूँ कि मेरी माँ खुश रहे। इसलिए मुझे कभी भी रोने को आता है तो मैं माँ के आगे तो नहीं रोती हूँ।
Correct. But
इसमें डिप्रेस
आपको
हो जाती हूँ, फिर भी मैं अपने आप को मोटिवेट करती हूँ। किसी तरीके से हमको जीना है, ऐसे नहीं चले जाना चाहिए। हमारा वो क्या बोलते हैं, हमारा लाइफ మన లైఫ్ ని సార్థకం చేసుకోవాలి।
हम्म
ऐसे कुछ हमारे लाइफ
कुछ
को
करके जाना है।
ऐसे नहीं मिलना चाहिए, जैसे
जी, लाइफ को सार्थक बनाना है।
यस, सार्थक बनाना चाहिए। ऐसे मैं सोचती हूँ कि थैंक यू।
No, thank you. Like everybody is also saying, thank you so much for sharing your life story, life struggles, all your lessons. It really helps. और यही हमको, this is what makes this community strong, right? all of you will agree with me that this is what makes the community right, where we are not showing the best parts of ourselves. We are also talking about our struggles. Even while we go through the struggles. अब मैं एक बहुत मुझे आपकी स्टोरी से एक दो बातें जरूर दिखती हैं, वो ये है कि मुझे आपने कहा मुझे किसी पे बोझ बोझ नहीं बनना है, और हम अक्सर ऐसा सोचते हैं। अगर मैं सोचूं मुझे किसी पे बोझ नहीं बनना है, और मेरे बच्चे भी यही सोचें, वन इज इन सेकेंड स्टैंडर्ड, मैं अपने पापा पे बोझ नहीं बनना चाहती, what do you think, where are we going to go as a community? All of us need to think about it. राधा मैम, आपसे मैं इंडिविजुअली नहीं पूछ रहा हूँ, मैं सबसे पूछ रहा हूँ। ह्यूमन लाइफ वॉज मेड टू बी डिपेंडेंट ऑन ईच अदर, को डिपेंडेंट। अगर हम सब सोचने लग जाए मैं किसी पे बोझ नहीं बनूंगा या बनूंगी, तो हम सब इजी टारगेट बन जाएंगे फॉर एनीबडी टू डिस्ट्रॉय अस।
जी
आप सोचना इसको, अगर मैं ये कहता हूं मैं खुद अपने पैरों पे खड़ा होऊंगा, स्वाभिमानी बनूंगा, then we don't need God also. We don't need each other also.
गार्ड की जरूरत होती है सर।
नहीं, मैं वही कह रहा हूं, बट सी माय आइडेंटिटी, मैंने आपसे बोला मेरी आइडेंटिटी इन गॉड हेल्प्स मी क्वेश्चन एवरी आइडिया इन रिस्पेक्ट टू गॉड। सो व्हेन यू से मैं किसी पे या कोई मेरे दिल में भी कई बार थॉट्स आए, मैं किसी पे बोझ नहीं बनना चाहता, लेट मी एंड माई लाइफ। जैसे आपको भी ये थॉट आया, आपने शेयर किया, मेरे अंदर फिर ये थॉट आया, अगर मैं किसी पे बोझ नहीं बनना चाहता तो कोई और भी कहेगा कि मैं तुम पे बोझ नहीं बनना चाहता। बट देर इज जॉय इन सर्विंग ईच अदर। आप अपने भाई से पूछेंगे कि क्या तुझे मेरी सेवा करने में गुस्सा आता है, तो वो क्या बोलेगा? नहीं नहीं, आई लव यू देयरफॉर आई डू, राइट?
यस।
बट आप उससे पूछोगे बट समटाइम्स डोंट यू गेट फ्रस्ट्रेटेड, तेरे को इरिटेशन नहीं होती? वो बोलेगा हाँ होती है, होना जरूरी भी है। इट्स नॉट इजी टू टेक केयर ऑफ पीपल, राइट? इट्स नॉट इजी टू टेक केयर ऑफ चिल्ड्रन, but we take care of them because we love them. See, today when I shared the marks with my daughter, she said, "Oh, because I'm not good, appa. Now you don't love me." मैंने बोला, "No, what you do doesn't impact how I love you. Tomorrow you killed me with a gun, I'll still die loving you because my love is not dependent on what you do." सिमिलरली जब हम कहते हैं कि मैं किसी पे बोझ नहीं, दिस इज अ डेंजरस स्टेटमेंट, और हम ये सबको सिखा देते हैं, बच्चों को भी सिखा देते हैं बोझ मत बनना किसी पे। तो जब बच्चा फेल हो जाता है, वो किसी पे बोझ नहीं बनना चाहता, वो अपनी जान ले लेता है। अब सोचना इस बात पे, मैं सही बोल रहा हूँ या गलत? हम बच्चों को सिखाते हैं ये, डोंट बिकम अ लायबिलिटी, यू बिकम द प्रोवाइडर। बट इमेजिन इफ ऑल ऑफ अस बिकम प्रोवाइडर्स, देन हु आर वी प्रोवाइडिंग फॉर? हु आर वी प्रोवाइडिंग? द होमलेस मैन, जो गरीब भिखारी जमीन पे रहता है सड़क के किनारे, वो बोलता है आई वॉन्ट टू बी स्वाभिमानी, आई वोंट डिपेंड ऑन यू। जो मंदिर के बाहर बैठ के भिक्षा मांगने वाला भिखारी है, बोलता है आई वॉन्ट टू डिपेंड ऑन माई सेल्फ, आई वॉन्ट टू डिपेंड नॉट ऑन यू। देन वेन यू गिव हिम मनी, ही थ्रोज द मनी अवे। देन द सोसाइटी विल डिस्ट्रॉय ऑन इट्स ओन। इसीलिए इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट। कभी कभी हम शादियों में भी देखते हैं, योर मनी, माई मनी, माई मनी। We don't depend on each other. We don't consider marriages also as codependent relationships. My child depends on me, I also depend on my child. I also depend on my child because it could be different dependency. My child depends because he wants to survive, thrive. I depend because I want to feel good that I am of some value. दोनों डिपेंड कर रहे हैं ना एक दूसरे पे। तो एक तो ये बात कि I don't want to be a boch, I don't want to be a liability. We need to remove this out of our thought process. I want you just as much as you want me. Today I am helping you, tomorrow I will be in need. Today I am a strong parent, I'm doing okay physically, but tomorrow I'll be old, I might need my children to take care of me. This is therefore called a cycle of life, not a linear line of life. है ना। साइकिल का पहिया यहाँ पे था, नीचे आ गया, नीचे से ऊपर चला गया, ऐसे घूमता है। वैसे ही
हाँ
आज मैं छोटा बच्चा था, मुझे सबकी जरूरत थी। अब मैं जवान हो गया हूँ, मैं सबकी जरूरत बन गया हूँ। कल मैं बुजुर्ग हो जाऊंगा, फिर से मुझे सबकी जरूरत होगी। आपने
जी।
अपनी मम्मी की उम्र बताई, अब आपकी मम्मी बोलने लगे मैं किसी पे बोझ नहीं बनूंगी, आपको कैसा लगेगा? आपको भी बुरा लगेगा कि अरे
नहीं,
मम्मी
माँ
तो
कभी
आपकी
ऐसा नहीं
बेटी।
बोलती।
एग्जैक्टली मैं ये कह रहा हूँ, अगर हम सब एक दूसरे से बोलने लग जाएंगे, आप समझ गए ना मैं क्या कह रहा हूँ कि
नहीं,
वी
मेरा
आर।
कहना है का मतलब है कि उम, नहीं, मुझे हम एक दूसरे पे डिपेंड होते हैं,
एग्जैक्टली।
ऑलवेज होते हैं।
करेक्ट।
और मैं मेरी माँ मेरे बारे में क्या सोची है,
हम्म।
वो कुछ मैं बनना चाहती थी, तो
करेक्ट।
मैं बनना
बन गए।
है।
अच्छा।
ये मेरी
हाँ
अ,
करेक्ट, मैं यही कह रहा हूँ, क्योंकि सी आई हैव स्ट्रगल्ड विद दिस। मैंने कहा मैं बहुत एम्बिशियस था, बट मुझे जब लोगों पे डिपेंड करना पड़ा, तो इट ऑल्सो डेवलप्ड अ सेंस ऑफ ह्यूमिलिटी इन मी, राइट। जब जब हम किसी को कुछ देते हैं अपने खजाने से, हमको बहुत अच्छा लगता है। जब हम किसी से कुछ लेते हैं तो उनको अच्छा लगता है।
जी, अभी ऐसा चल रहा है मेरी लाइफ में।
बिल्कुल। सो समटाइम्स यू आर अ गिवर, समटाइम्स यू आर अ रिसीवर, and in both of these we require humility, because when we have a lot of money, let's say money, if we have a lot of money and we give, तो अक्सर लोग क्या होता है, देखो मैं कितने मंदिरों में दान देता हूं, दे बिकम प्राउड। देखो मैं कितने भिखारियों को पैसा देता हूं, दे बिकम प्राउड। सो इट्स अ क्वेश्चन ऑफ ह्यूमिलिटी।
जी।
करेक्ट।
हाँ,
घमंड
हाँ।
की बात आ जाती है यहाँ पे। हर हर धर्म में लिखा है कि घमंड करना बुरी बात है, लेकिन लोग तो इस बात पे भी घमंड करते हैं कि मैं हिंदू हूँ, मुस्लिम हूँ, सिख हूँ, ईसाई हूँ, है ना।
जी,
तो ये भी गलत है। तो देने वाला भी घमंडी हो जाता है, और लेने वाला शर्म महसूस करके अपने घमंड से नहीं लेता, कि मैं अपने घमंड में हूं, मैं नहीं लूंगा, मैं किसी के सामने हाथ नहीं फैलाऊंगा। ये भी घमंड के शब्द हैं। दोनों घमंडी हैं, बट एक इस तरफ घमंड दिखा रहा है, एक इस तरफ घमंड दिखा रहा है। लेकिन असलियत में जो देने वाला है बोले कि मैं दे रहा हूं क्योंकि गॉड हैज गिवन मी, आई एम गिविंग यू। जो ले रहा है वो बोल रहा है टुडे आई हैव रिसीव, थैंक यू, टुमारो आई विल बिकम अ गिवर, आई विल कीप दिस साइकिल गोइंग, थैंक यू ब्रदर, थैंक यू सिस्टर। सो व्हेन एवरीबडी थिंक्स लाइक दिस, पीपल विल सीक हेल्प। यू नो हम हेल्प क्यों नहीं मांगते हैं? व्हाई सुसाइड हैपेंस? बिकॉज पीपल वांट टू फाइट देयर बैटल्स अलोन।
जी।
Therefore, we need each other.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you again, Radha ma'am, for sharing. And
Yeah.
I'm sure this discussion really helped others also. Bhavani ma'am, yours.
Yeah.
All yours.
Yes, sir. It's a very valuable information, very valuable discussion. Thank you so much. And Srinivas Reddy sir, మీరు హ్యాండ్ రైజ్ చేశారు కదా?
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Okay. Good evening to all. Good evening to Abraham sir. Good
Good
evening to
evening.
our legend
Srinivas
family
sir.
sir. Andarki, all of you. Good evening, sir. Very excellent program, sir. So it's a awesome program which I am listening very nicely. Excellent program. It is touching the hearts of the people. So what I am sharing is, just now, ma'am said you are given the clarity. Very nice explanation, supporting. We are the members of the family of Spandana Yeda International Foundation. We are each other giving support to each one. Everybody we have to share through the sharing of our values, life skills. You said now, just now, the topic is identity.
Yes.
So the identity, everybody is trying for getting the identity in the society. But the way we are going, the way we are selecting, with the way we are following, it is a correct or wrong. We have to decide.
True.
The society is observing. The people are
Yes.
observing around us, and we are doing good. According to your said, God send to me some purpose.
Yes.
The life of the man, life of the people is very value on the society, on the earth also, which means the purpose of the life we can utilize. we can use in proper way what God bless us. God says us to do this work, teacher, lawyer, doctor, like that. We have to do something to the society. As the main purpose is what you said, that is correct, sir. And I am believing in your words. I am believing in your speech. But you have given great support to ma'am, Radharamani ma'am. So what I understood, but everyone has some problems. Everyone has facing now going on. Problems are everywhere, anywhere. But we have to moralize ourselves. What you said, we have to encourage ourselves. That is the way is very nice, sir. It's a different speech you have given. Very good, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
My
you, sir.
pleasure. My pleasure.
Yes,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
ఎస్ థ్యాంక్ యూ శ్రీనివాస్ సార్. అండ్ ఇంకెవరైనా షేర్ చేస్తారండి మీ డౌట్స్ కానీ మీ ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ కానీ? ఎస్ ఎస్ రాజు గారు ప్లీజ్.
Thank you, Sam, for sharing, and others also sharing their life stories. One thing that I felt very important from Sam's discussion was the role of parents, like role of parents reminding, teaching their children where their true identity is, or what is their purpose, or what makes them happy. I think that is very important. I find, that's the primary source a child learns from. If the parent is not reminding you are loved, and parent is not reminding their children they're valuable, they will be seeking that information from their achievements, or from the society, or from relationship outside the family. I think when Sam said his parents told him, they prayed for him as receiving child, they received him as gift of God. I think that is a very important reminder to give to the children from parents' side. I think I wanted to share that thought. Thank you, Sam, for reminding that also.
యా థ్యాంక్ యూ మిస్టర్ రాజు. అండ్ జ్యోతిర్మయ్ మ్యామ్ ప్లీజ్.
Yeah, thank you, Bhavani. Good evening, all. Very such a wonderful talk, Sam brother. Thank you so much. And your testimony also very nice. And your daughter's mistakes and your very nice talk. And if possible, please sing a song with the guitar.
Sorry?
Please sing a song with the guitar.
Oh, sure. What kind of song do you want me to sing?
As you wish. You are a
No,
singer and musician,
since
right?
Hindi song गाइए sir.
Hindi song, okay.
Hindi or English, as you wish.
Okay, Hindi song. Okay, let me see. I've been listening to one Hindi song. It's a Farhan Akhtar and Amitabh Bachchan song. It's a wonderful song. It's about friendship. I can sing
Okay.
that. I've been listening to that for some time now. So let me pull the lyrics out.
Thank you. Okay.
Just give me a second. Okay. All right. Just give me maybe half a minute.
Yes, please.
Okay. Sorry, I could not prepare it earlier, but okay, let's see. Okay. Am I visible, audible?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. यारी तेरी यारी चल माना इस बारी सारी मेरी फिक्रें तेरे आगे आके हारी यारी तेरी यारी चल माना इस बारी सारी मेरी फिक्रें तेरे आके आके हारी खूब है लगी मुझको तेरी बीमारी इस बेढंगी दुनिया के संगी हम न होते यार अपनी तो यारी अतरंगी है रे अगर बेढंगी शामें हुड़दंगी मस्त मलंगी यार अपनी तो यारी अतरंगी है रे अतरंगी रे That's a little song there.
बहुत खूब.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Yeah. ఇంకా ఎవరైనా మీ ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ షేర్ చేయాలనుకుంటున్నారండి, ప్లీజ్ రేజ్ యువర్ హ్యాండ్ ఆర్ ఎల్స్ విల్ కన్క్లూడ్ దిస్ సెషన్. Okay. Okay, sir. Okay, Mr. Sam, let us conclude this session. I'm
Yes,
so
yes.
grateful to be here. So once again, I'm telling your session, your talk is very, very nice. Like you transferred all of us to be in other state. So before that, some of them, it is in confusion, right? In our life, every day it is a challenge. So we are in some other state, but you transferred and you change all other state in a positive state. So
Thank
it
you.
is very, very valuable. So I would like to convey my gratitude and heartfelt thanks to Mr. Sham on behalf of Spandana Ida International Foundation, Samuel Reddy Garu and Anji Reddy Garu and Nirmala ma'am. So I would like to convey my thanks to all of us, those who are presenting here to be part of this session, and you're sharing views and you're listening and you're expressing your gratitude, your feedback and everything. I'm so thankful and grateful to everybody. And Mr. Sam, we are requesting you to be part of our Spandana Ida International Foundation and with our programs in the future days also. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you. It was a wonderful privilege. I hope it was beneficial. God bless everybody.
Thank you so much. And at the last, we will conclude this program with a pledge song.
Yes.
Yes.
చేతిని చాచి చేద్దాం ఇప్పుడే ప్రతిజ్ఞ చేతిని చాచి చేద్దాం ఇప్పుడే ప్రతిజ్ఞ జాతిని తలచి చేద్దాం ఇప్పుడే ప్రతిజ్ఞ జాతిని తలచి చేద్దాం ఇప్పుడే ప్రతిజ్ఞ చీకటి వెనుకే వెలుగు ఉందని ఓటమి వెనుకే గెలుపు ఉందని చీకటి వెనుకే వెలుగు ఉందని ఉందని, ఓటమి వెనుకే గెలుపు ఉందని, ప్రేమ ఒక్కటే బ్రతుకు కాదని, ప్రాణం పోతే తిరిగి రాదని, ప్రేమ ఒక్కటే బ్రతుకు కాదని, ప్రాణం పోతే తిరిగి రాదని, తప్పటడుగులను సరిదిద్దేటి పెద్దల మాటలు విందాం, తప్పటడుగులను సరిదిద్దేటి పెద్దల మాటలు విందాం, తప్పక వాటిని పాటించి విజయానికి వారధి కడదాం, తప్పక వాటిని పాటించి విజయానికి వారధి కడదాం, మహనీయుల వారసులవుదాం, మహనీయుల వారసులవుదాం. తొందరపాటే తగదని, తుది వరకు జీవించాలని, తొందరపాటే తగదని, తుది వరకు జీవించాలని, ఎదిరిద్దాం ఎలాంటి కష్టాన్నైనా, సాధిద్దాం ఎంతటి లక్ష్యాన్నైనా, ఎదిరిద్దాం ఎలాంటి కష్టాన్నైనా, సాధిద్దాం ఎంతటి లక్ష్యాన్నైనా, అమ్మా నాన్నల రుణం తీర్చుకొని సమాజాన్ని నడిపిద్దాం, అమ్మా నాన్నల రుణం తీర్చుకొని సమాజాన్ని నడిపిద్దాం, బలవన్మరణాలే లేని భారతాన్ని నిర్మిద్దాం, బలవన్మరణాలే లేని భారతాన్ని నిర్మిద్దాం, భావితరాలకు అందిద్దాం, భావితరాలకు అందిద్దాం.
Suicide Free India is our aim. It is Spandana Ida International Foundation dream.
Yeah.